Alright, hey guys, Nick here with a Destiny video. This is my guide on how to prepare for House of Wolves, the second DLC pack for Destiny. So let's get into it. Um, there's different things that you can sort of try to prepare with. And there's different things you need to know for the way Destiny works. So let's go over them one at a time. One thing I'm going to do, for instance, as you can see, I recently got another Mask of the Third Man, deleted my previous ones because this has a better stat roll. And I'm going to make sure I have this leveled up before I do some of these things. So we'll get into that. So maybe consider if you have a weapon or an armor piece that you want to have leveled up before you do some of this stuff. The things to look at are you want to cap your Glimmer. That's probably pretty good to do. I think the way some of the things work in here as well, you're probably going to have enough. But make sure it's capped and then have the extra stuff, because you're probably going to end up, maybe you're going to have enough for the first day or two, but you're going to end up, it's going to be good to have. Next things you want to cap is Vanguard marks and Crucible marks. Play Crucible, you get 3 for win, 2 for loss. Vanguard marks, there's lots of different ways. 6 for a Rock Strike. You get like 15 for a Nightfall. I think 10 for the max level Heroic. You can do public events, gives 4. Lots of different ways to do that. That is so you can buy a piece of gear when the DLC hits. So if I have 200, which is the cap, there's 100 you can earn a week. The other thing to notice, though, is if you don't really have any marks, make sure you get 100 this week. So next week when it drops, by the way, this is on the Monday before the reset, so like 8 days before, but that if you do 100 the week before, then if you do 100 the week of House of Wolves, then you'll have 200. What you really want is to hit 150. If you get 150, that is usually what it takes to buy a weapon. So if you want to buy one of the new weapons, you want to hit 150. So I'm going to do that. The other things to look at is all these reputations. Eris Morn doesn't really matter. You want to get that to max if you haven't to trade stuff, but that doesn't really matter for this. The other 5 here in the middle, whenever you hit the cap and go to the next level, you get a package. We'll go take a look at that. They'll go to the postmaster here, and as you can see, I already have some saved, and I also have some for public events. That doesn't really matter. These, when you pick them up, you'll get some XPs that could level you up, and you also get, as you see, items, rare items or legendary items. These items that will drop, I'm actually not sure whether that will be new or old ones, but if you have a piece of like Ingram like you have here, that will not be House of Wolves item. That will be the old items. So it's not going to give you an item for the new stuff, but we'll get back to why we still want to save as many of these as possible. These, though, will level up, give you XP. So what you can do, as soon as the DLC hits, I'll go in and I'll go pick up those reps. I think they actually also only give to the Vanguard. I think can give to everything in Crucible, but the different ones like Future War Call, New Monarchy, and Dead Orbit might only give to the ones to that. So Dead Orbit might only give to Dead Orbit. So make sure you have an item on for that. We'll go in here and I have New Monarchy on. Make sure you have the correct one on, or maybe check it out with one. I'm not going to do it right now because I want to level all of them. But what they'll give is they'll help me level up. I have made sure I give enough rep by doing bounties, cash them in on wearing the correct items. So I am 1 bounty away on each that I'll level them up. So as soon as House of Wolves hit, I'll go in, pick up the packages, and deliver these bounties. I'll get back to the bounties. And then I'll level them all up once, and maybe I'll have enough to level an extra one up. So I'll do that, and I'll get a package from each. Those packages I will earn at that point will give me House of Wolves items. That could give me an armor piece or a weapon or something cool. The same goes for the Cryptarch. I'm going to get this close to leveling up as well. So the first time I encrypt something from the Cryptarch, I'll level that up as well and get a package. So all the packages where I'm getting items, I might not get House of Wolves items on those, but I will get items that I can encrypt, and I can probably level up my Cryptarch multiple times. Each time I will get a drop, then that will be a House of Wolves item, and that way I'll get a lot of new items as soon as the DLC hits. So The packages that the postmaster have saved, if you haven't done this in preparation, you probably don't have a lot of those. But that's fine, they don't give a lot, but it's a good way of doing it. The other thing you want to do is have bounties ready. I'm going to save 5 Crucible and 5 Vanguard bounties that I have done. You can see this one, Crucible, I almost have done. I'm going to save that, and I'm going to make sure it's 5,000 rep ones. See, this one is 2,500. So I don't want to save that. I want to save the 5,000 ones. So you might want to do this a couple days before, so you're sure you get the right ones. I'm going to save some of these. This is probably a good one. Save 5 of each, have them done, and then the day that the DLC hits, you'll cash them in then, and again level up. I'll put on, you know, now I have my new Monarchy one on. I'll have that on, cash in 1 bounty. Switch to Future War Cult, cash in 1 bounty, and that way I can get a lot of packages. So that is probably the most important thing. And then every time you'll get those packages, as I said, will give you House of Wolves gear. The other thing to think of is, as you can see here is my vault. Let's go left to right. I have saved some legendary engrams. The thing for me now, I have hit level 32 on all 3 characters. I basically have all weapons. I'm missing a few. Missing the scout from the Crota's End, but that's about it. So I don't really need any of these. I don't need a helmet that's going to give you 33 light. But what these will do, as I said, these will not give me House of Wolves armor, and the same goes for the weapons. But they will help me level up the Cryptarch. So as soon as the DLC hits again, I'll cash in all these, and I'll hit multiple levels on the Cryptarch, and that will earn me new packages that will give me House of Wolves gear. So if you don't have a lot of good gear now, maybe it's worth for you to, probably not this close, but it could be worth it for you to cash these in before. But as I'm not going to use the items anyway, I'm going to delete them. I might as well wait and get the rep when I need it. Second thing is on this one, same goes for weapons. The other thing I'm actually going to do now, which is a little bit something I didn't feel like doing, but oh well. Let's go in. I'm just going to put in a couple of items. Alright. So in here, I've been lucky enough to get, I have 4 Gallahorns. I have 1 on each character maxed, and I have an extra 1 here. I have 5 Vexes. I have 1 on each character, and I have 2 here. And let's start with those. The other thing is the Vanguard commendations and the Crucible commendations. Save those, you'll get XP from those. Save all your items, otherwise the old Ascend Energy and Ascend Shards you'll be able to convert to the Radiant ones, and you'll be able to Glimmer for them, whatever. So save all that. Stack up on as much like Spin Metal and those sort of materials as possible. As you can see, I've saved, this was what I talked about Glimmer. I'll make sure I have 25,000 Glimmer, or something close to that. But I've also saved like a lot of these that will, when you cast them in, they'll drop, you know, it's the small periods. Then when they drop, these are the ones that give 200 Glimmer. So you can see, I have a lot of these that will give 200 Glimmer. A lot of strange coins, a lot of that stuff that's really useful. If I end up having to do a couple more strikes or Crucible maps, and I've already hit mark caps for Crucible and Vanguard, I'll buy these materials like Spin Metal. I'll probably buy Spirit Bloom as it looks now. So I use those marks, and then I'll just earn them again. So I don't end up, could have earned another 20 marks and not earning them because I've hit the cap. You might want to, you know, you can think about how important that is to you, but I feel confident that if you're not confident you'll hit the mark cap again, maybe it's not worth it for the material, but I like doing that. I think that's it for here. Yeah, that looks pretty good. But the other thing I'm going to do now, which I'm just doing it on video because I feel bad doing it. As you can see, I have 3 Vexes here. I have 1 on each character, so I'm actually going to delete this. This hurts a little bit. What this does, you might want to consider, whenever I delete one of these, oh, this is locked. Whenever you delete one of these, you can see I get some Glimmer and I get an Exotic Shard. The Exotic Shards will be very important because that's what you need to get one. Let's say I want to use this helmet. To get that to the new light cap is use an Exotic Shard and a little bit of Glimmer and that sort of stuff. But it's the Exotic Shard that could be the problem. So if you save some of those, you'll be able to level up. I have 3 characters. get a couple exotic armor pieces of each character up. I'll be able to get my Hawkmoon and my Gjallarhorn and stuff like that up, because I need the exotic shards for that. For legendaries, you're going to need the Theraglide that you're going to drop in the new DLC. So you can't really do anything about that now, but you can make sure you have some exotic shards. Delete the items that you know you're not going to... Be smart about it. Don't delete something you're going to regret. But be smart about it, and I'm going to delete some of these items now, so I can fill up my vault with more Engrams. Right now I'm filling them up with legendary Engrams, but the last couple of days when I do strikes or whatever I'm doing, I'm going to save all the rare ones, all the blue ones as well. So I might as well fill everything up so I get as many Engrams in there as possible, so I can cash in as many as possible as soon as the DLC hits. Gonna delete a Gjallarhorn as well. This hurts a little bit, but you know, I need the space. I'm not gonna use the fourth one anyway, so there we go. I think that's it. I have another Thunderlord that I'm not gonna use. So for some of them, for Gjallarhorn, for Icebreaker, I'm gonna have 3 of them. But for other ones, like Thunderlord, that I'm not that big of a fan of, I'm only going to save 1. I'm a collector, so I save 1 of each. But for the ones I'm not going to use a lot, I'm only going to save 1. So I'm going to cast this in as well. Got some Glimmer. This actually gave 2 because I leveled it up. I see here now I got 5 more exotic shards. Really happy about that. But I think that's actually it. I just want to go, let's go over here and show the last thing, show the Cryptarch here. I have some things on here now I can cash in. I'm not going to do that. See, I have a little bit more to go. I actually got my Titan to the near the cap, so I'm not going to put in any Engrams on him. Going to make sure I do the same to Warlock, and then at the end, I might, you know, we'll see how it works with getting the last one. So yeah, it might be hard to get all 5 of them near the end, so I might give up on one of them because it's maybe not worth doing the time on that. But then if you can get 4 of them near it, it'll definitely be worth it, I think. So Vanguard and Crucible if you don't have an item on, and then I'll do one at a time. So that's the way that works. And let's just show the last thing, what you need to consider of buying items. Also, if you want to buy, make sure you get any weapon that you really like before they disappear, because some of these weapons will rotate out. For instance, let's check out the Vanguard Quartermaster. For instance, I really like the Sniper, which is not here. Oh, there we go. LDR, really cool sniper. If you want to buy that, now's the time. I would probably not buy anything now anyway, because it'd be cooler to get the new stuff. But if there's anything you've thought about, you know, now is the time. And here's the things you can buy for marks as well, the spin metal and so on, that you might want to do. And the same goes for, let's just check one of the 3 factions here that orbit. Same goes here. If you want to get something now, buy a class item to get rep for that particular faction. So that's sort of it. I hope this helps. It's a little bit a lot to keep like track of, and that can be a little bit tough, but I hope it makes sense. The other thing, something like Telemetries, you will be able to buy in the new DLC easily, but you might want to stack up on it anyway. I don't know, because it costs stuff. But think about what you want to have ready. Maybe start thinking about what gear you want up, which piece of gear do you want for your Hunter or Titan or Warlock? What helmet? Am I going to use Mask of the Third Mana? What item am I going to level up first with the exotic shard? So you know when the DLC hits, you're not going to spend a lot of time like, oh, what am I going to do? Maybe think a little bit about that. So I think that's it. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. If you have any tips for me, any corrections, shit I said wrong, let me know. And then I'll try to correct it. So yeah, this is more about, this is what I'm gonna do. If you have any tips that I can help me or others, you know, let us know, so we can all be prepared for the DLC. And yeah, thanks for watching. I hope to see you online and play some Destiny as well. I'll see you in the next video.